It's been probably nearly a year since I made my last video about Qkids. And I started my channel as the other guy on Qkids because there was another guy who was the guy on Qkids and he wasn't doing regular videos. And I was like, this guy, man, I don't even know if he's still teaching. Did it work out for him? Is it long term? And so I started my channel because I felt like he was leaving us hanging. And then I did the same thing. I'm a bad person. Anyway, I am still teaching. Um, I just got my renewal email today for my fourth contract. So I'll be signing my fourth contract in the next couple days here. I'm excited about that because this has been really good providential income for our family. It kind of makes ends meet where my day job currently falls a little bit short of that. And so it's been a tremendous blessing to us over the last three contracts, so the last 18 months with Qkids, and it's been fun. Every day is not fun, but overall, I would say that it is rewarding, and there's definitely a lot of upside other than just the financial aspect to it. Sometimes you'll have classes. I've had classes with kids where I would love to teach that kid every day, forever. Like there's some that are just like that much fun where the class is just really, really rewarding and a lot of fun. And there are others where I'm just like, if I never see that kid again, I'm going to be okay. And that's the truth, but I think that's life. You're always going to have some people that you click with and some people that you just would rather not run into again. And I would say overall, I teach uppers now. I don't think last time I made a video, I don't think I was teaching upper classes. So uppers is basically where your coach will may invite you to teach a higher level. May say, hey, I think you'd be really good to teach levels 5 through 12 or 6 through 12. And my coach approached me a while back, probably 8 months or 10 months ago, and said, would you be interested in teaching uppers? And of course, I went on the Facebook groups and I posted, hey, my coach is inviting me to teach uppers. What does everybody think about that? What are the ups and the pros and the cons to uppers? And it turns out that uppers is way better for me. The reason it is because for me to teach a level 1, I taught a level 1 this morning. Just because you're teaching uppers doesn't mean that you'll never teach lower level classes. It just means that most of the time you'll have upper levels. But generally when you're teaching lower levels, your energy has to be up here. And so you really have to bring your A game when it comes to just being awake at 3:30 in the morning, because I'm on Pacific time, awake at 3:30 in the morning, up, like ready to go, excited. Like that energy level really has to be like kind of peaking the whole time to maintain their interest. And so that for me is very draining. It can be done, and I did it. I taught lower levels for my entire first contract. And it's doable, but you just really have to know, like, I've got to bring it. I'm not going to be able to, if I'm tired, tough. If I'm not feeling great, tough. Doesn't matter. Got to bring it. Got to have that high energy level, or these kids are going to be miserable and you're going to be miserable. So, the upper level classes, I kind of compare it to like teaching kindergarten versus teaching like 6th grade. Like the upper level classes, the kids don't really expect you to be up here. They're kind of above that. They kind of don't, they're not really interested in you being like, bah, bah, like, bah, 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 like super, super crazy gung ho. The other thing I like about uppers is there's a lot more student, it's a lot more student driven in that, like, yes, I'm guiding them through things and I am reading a little bit here and there. I'm walking them through different exercises or games. But for the most part, all the reading in the lesson is done by the students. It's a good chance for them to practice. It's a good chance for what I typically will do is I'll assign one slide per student. I will get them to read through that slide. And then I try really hard not to make corrections while they're reading, because nobody wants that. Nobody wants to say a word wrong and then be stopped immediately, corrected, and then have to continue. I think it's discouraging and distracting. So I don't do that. I try to memorize the words that they've gotten wrong, either in pronunciation or completely wrong. And then I will, at the end of it, go back to that word and kind of run my mouse around it, circle it like, hey, this word's pronounced, this way, transportation, and then I'll have them say transportation. So we're brushing up on those words that they're either not saying at all correctly or they're not pronouncing correctly. And that's how I do that. I really like the upper levels. I like level 12 probably the best. You go through some literature in level 12, some different stories, short stories and things like that, The Little Prince and The $1,000,000 Banknote. And I like going through those. And once you get to know them really well, then it makes it really easy to go through them. The only thing that you get in trouble with sometimes is maybe the story, maybe you're further ahead in your mind than they actually are in the lessons. So you have to be careful because you'll be like, who's this? And they'll be like, I don't know. And it's because they haven't been introduced to that character yet. So you got to watch out for that, but it's no big deal. Life has changed a lot since the last time I posted. We had a baby in June, and we decided just to challenge ourselves even further that we would move in April. That seemed like it would be a fun idea to move a mile north of where we currently lived. So we moved in April. With my wife being that pregnant and COVID being in like the highest level, like it had really hit hard. The week we closed escrow on our new house is like when the stock market crashed, and it was a little crazy. But yeah, since I last did a video, we've moved in April. Our daughter, our third child, a daughter, was born in June. I took about 3 weeks off after she was born from teaching, because I really needed that time to to help my wife, and then I had to take a lot of other random classes off. I always took them off 5 hours ahead of time, here and there, just as I sensed my wife needed it, for me to help, and help feed the baby and all this other stuff. So, and we have 2 other kids, so they still need a lot of things. So I took some time off for that. But everything's kind of finally getting back in that groove. I mean, the baby's 7 months old now, and she's doing great, and so that's been really awesome. Again, the income really helps out with all those baby-related expenses. I mean, we got diapers and all the other accoutrement, clothing items that you don't have from the previous ones or whatever. So that's been awesome. The new house is awesome. I had a realtor call me the other day and ask me when we planned on selling this house that we just moved into. And I said, when I die, that's maybe when it'll get sold. So I don't plan on ever moving again. This last move almost killed me, and I'm done. So anyway, there's been some platform changes to Qkids. I just upgraded. I'm like that guy that waits the last minute. Basically wait till I got a threat message. Not really a threat message, but like everyone needs to upgrade to the new platform message, because I wasn't looking forward to it. Because I was really used to the old platform. It's the only one I had ever taught on. Downloaded the new platform, played with it for like 10 minutes before my first class, and I already feel like I'm right there. Like it was very intuitive, and I picked up on it really quick. So that was cool. I liked that. That was I think it was a good update. It seems like the camera quality seems a little bit better for everybody. Feels like the video quality on the new platform is a little better. Could be my imagination, but it just seems like it is. I know the frame is a little wider, so I kind of have to be careful about what's in the background, because I don't even like how this looks. I mean, I got a pillow and a towel back there. It's just like whatever. I don't want to look like I live in squalor. The old platform, it was a narrower shot. Still rocking the old Kobe koala, Momo monkey. I've still got my Christmas decorations up, but let's be honest, I still have lights on the house as well. So when I take those lights down, maybe I'll erase my Christmas tree and my lights that my wife did for me back there. It's a group effort. And so the platform changes have been good. I just wanted to really update and say I'm still enjoying Qkids. Like I said, every morning's a little bit of a struggle. I kind of hate life at 3:30. But by the time I get 32 ounces of water in me before I start teaching, and I get, kind of awake, and then you kind of just have to throw yourself in. It's like jumping into a pool. It's like, good morning. I uncover my camera and unmute my mic, and I'm on. And within the first 5 or 10 minutes, usually I'm feeling pretty okay. I really only have to grunt it out for that long, and then it kind of picks up. And right now, with the time zones and the time change the way they are, it's winter time. So I'm not able to teach as many classes. I'm down to 12 right now. Part of that wasn't really voluntary. I wanted to keep 15 so I'd keep my bonus, but I had some trouble communicating my last availability with Qkids, and then I kind of just took it as well. Maybe it'll be good to take a little break. So I've been doing 12 classes a week throughout the winter, and then as soon as summer, as soon as the time changes and we spring forward in, I think it's April, maybe it's March this year. As soon as that happens, I'll go back up to somewhere between 15 and 19 classes a week. I usually teach 3 every morning, Monday through Friday. And then I usually teach 2 on Saturday night, 2 on Friday night, 2 on Saturday night. I don't teach on Sunday. That's the way I've been doing it. We'll see what happens with that. I may change things up. It is hard to get up early 5 days in a row, to get up at, I think it'll be 3:50. Right now I'm getting up at 3:30. The winter is miserable because the winter I get up at 3:30 and I'm only able to teach 2 classes. Now, if you're on Mountain Time, Central Time, or Eastern Time, you're doing a lot better than I am. If you're in Hawaii, you're totally host. But if you're in any of those states, you're doing a lot better, or any of those time zones, you're doing a lot better. But yeah, that's the tough one is it's hard to get up just to teach 2 classes at, 3:30 in the morning. This time I used to stay up. I used to do all kinds of things between 5 and 6. 6 is kind of when my whole house gets up. My whole family gets up at around 6. I used to kind of stay up that time and just kind of use it as me time and, either watch YouTube videos or work on projects or do things I was, doing otherwise. And, this year, because I've really just felt like I've needed it this season, I've been going back to bed after I get done teaching at 5 and then sleep until about 6:30. And that seems like it's really helpful. It's hard to get back to sleep after I've taught 2 classes, but once I do, it seems like it's really helping a little bit to keep me going. It'll be a little bit better when the time changes and we get into summer, because it'll be getting up at 3:50 and getting to teach 3 classes, which is preferable because then it's a little bit worth. It's it's $30 instead of $20. Of course, that's with bonuses and all that. I'm sure there's plenty of info out there about bonuses, and I don't need to go into that. But bottom line is, I'm still enjoying Qkids. I'm still making good money. It's steady income for me. Again, I will never recommend to anybody that you try to do this as your regular job. Like, I hear people all the time, I want to quit my job and do this. I think that's a terrible idea. I am fully scheduled for my availability. I think in this whole last contract, they fully scheduled me with the exception of 2 shifts, the entire contract. So any availability I had, they booked me. Except for last Monday, I did not have morning classes, so 2 spots they did not book for the entire time. I don't know what affects their bookings. A lot of people say that when they start, they don't get booked very much. I used to have a lot more empty bookings, or a lot more empty slots when I first started. But then once I kind of was on my second contract, then things started to really pick up for me. And since I've been on uppers, I've been slammed. So I don't know if the experience is the same for everybody, but it sounds like they're hiring again. So I don't think that if you get hired, you're not teaching anything. I think you will start teaching. And I think it just takes a while to kind of get ramped up and get real busy. But yeah, if anybody's interested in getting started in the process, or, possibly teaching, or has questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will throw my email address below in the comment section or in the description section. And I also have a code that I'll include that you can use to get reference. The word on the street is that if you put a referral code in, that you'll get preferential hiring treatment to people that don't have referral codes. I have no idea if that's true. That is what they say. So anyway, if anybody's interested, I just thought I'd give an update. Sorry to leave everybody hanging for like a year. I'll try to do this more regularly and try to come up with more topics that we can talk about that maybe aren't covered by other people. But yeah, hit me up if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.